Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone, bringing you weekly sales solutions, tips, strategies, and attitude adjustments from the 10X world of Grant Cardone. 80% of what we do here, 100% free. And so the purpose of the podcast is literally to make sure the free stuff that Cardone Training Technologies is putting out there for you, the free stuff we're putting down, that you're picking it up and you're plugging it into and getting benefit from in your sales and your business and your life. So thank you so much in advance for hitting the subscribe button. And if you're getting value from this, please, thank you in advance. Thank you so much for sharing it out there into the cyberspace so other people can benefit from it too. Now, before I get into that, a word from our sponsor. The Cardone Solutions Podcast is brought to you by Grant Cardone's 10X Income System. This is where you get to learn from the best. Grant Cardone, you're going to get access to the most comprehensive business training available anywhere, and it is guaranteed to increase your income. We're going to show you how to grow your primary source of income, how to add additional flows of income, how to grow your pipelines, create passive income, and then grow wealth like who? The 1%. For more information or to just get started, head on over to cardonesolutions.com/10x your income. That's cardonesolutions.com/10x your income. Here's what's going to happen. Access to Cardone University, over 800 plus business courses on this site. Private Cardone U Connect group on the Facebook. Exclusive access to GC live streams. Private Q&A sessions with the team and Uncle G. Access to never before released content. Live weekly strategies and training sessions. Membership pricing on all products and events. Do not miss this opportunity. You can get started right now for the low price of $99 a month. cardonesolutions.com/10x your income. That's cardonesolutions.com/10x your income. One more time for good measure. cardonesolutions.com/10x your income. Now, on with the show. Okay, here's a question for you. How are you going to get it done in 2021? Kind of rhymes, doesn't it? How are you going to get it done in 2021? 2020 is basically over. It kind of ended on St. Patrick's Day, if you want my opinion. But, I mean, who's counting really, right? But, look, the year's almost up, okay? If you haven't gotten it done by now, there's still time. But you also need to start thinking about immediately how you're going to get it done in 2021. What are your goals for next year? Do you have them already? Why do we wait? I'm not doing it again this year. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Why do we wait until the year has already started or like the last day of this year? Why are we trying to get that together on the last day of the year or the first day of the next? That's ridiculous, okay? If you're thinking with thoughts that start with, I just want to, then you've already lost 2021. Just a quick little forewarning for you right there. The time to start thinking about 2021 is like right now, yesterday probably, okay? You should already be thinking with and already be working on how you're going to get it done in 2021. And so over the last several podcasts and posts that you've heard from me, there's been this theme running around about you being a business. Not a businessman, I'm a businessman, right? Love that saying. Okay, so a good business is out in front. A good business is proactive. They're ahead of it. What did Wayne Gretzky say? Man, you need to be where the puck is going, not where the puck is, right? Okay. A good business is looking at creating their future. They're not stuck in the past. They're not reacting to the present. They're looking at and actively creating the future. Which one is you right now? And this is kind of one of those like whole life kind of questions, right? What are you doing right now? Are you creating your future? Are you stuck in a past moment, or are you reacting to the present? Huge difference, okay? So recently, the president of Cardone Enterprises, Jared Glant, that is, Mr. Jared Glant, he covered a lot of ground in this 2-hour webinar that he did, including the necessity for streamlining your business, in parentheses, life cycle, Because as he pointed out, speed is the new big in 2021. And so in a recent blog post of Grant's, he talks about the 7 essential steps to streamlining your business that you can take right now, okay? So everyone else is still stuck on election results and all the news is good or bad about COVID. You should be thinking about 2021. Let's start using what is left of this year to maximize every opportunity we currently have, and let's start planning for next. So if you're going to get ahead next year, that starts now. Streamlining your entire business cycle, it's key. So I'm going to give you, from Grant, 7 essential steps to streamlining your business. 1, S2M. 2, MO. 3, BO. 4, DD. 5, PNP. 6, ANS. 7, ABAC. What in the hell is he talking about? You ready to decode all that stuff? Okay, grab a notebook. That was your moment to go grab a pen and some paper. If you need to hit pause and do that, go for it. Now let's decode all that gobbledygook I just gave you. Number 1, S2M stands for speed to market. Generating awareness of your products in the marketplace, it is more important than anything. That's like, it's more important than even creating the product or service. And if you've got access to Cardone University and some of the marketing training we have in there, it talks about that, okay? And it seems counterintuitive, it seems backwards, but it's actually the correct way of doing things, okay? Create desire, create the excitement, get the buzz going. Then when you're ready to deliver your customers, when you're ready to deliver, your customers they're not just going to be ready to buy, they're going to be in a hurry to buy. Like Grant announced the 10X rule and the Millionaire booklet, for that matter, before he even wrote it. Both those books have been bestsellers. So what's the moral of the story? Announce now, deliver later. That's the moral of the story. Announce now, deliver later. 2, MO. MO stands for multiple offers. Okay? If you're in sales, you know this, right? Customers are going to shop around. And they always shop around before they do something. It's guaranteed. By the time they get to you, typically they're 57%, if not more, done. And the way the internet rolls, like, it's easier to do that now more than ever. So if you want to be the customer's first, last, and maybe even only stop, you need to have an inventory and you need pricing structure that allows you to make multiple offers, MO. That includes maybe a free offer at the beginning of a sales cycle or funnel. Like, how successful do you think car dealerships would be if they offered just one car at one price? Like, if you think about it that way, or what about when you go to the movie theaters, or when we finally get to go back to the movie theaters, we're going to have multiple offers on popcorn and packages. Would you rather pass up a sale because you couldn't fulfill the customer's needs or wouldn't budge on your price? Or would you prefer to make a little bit of profit this time around, get an exchange on something with them, gain a loyal customer that you can upsell later or in the long term because you keep them? Yeah, I like that. Okay. 3, BO, not what you think. Stands for be omnipresent. So this is literally Grant's main objective above basically anything else. Be everywhere. Omnipresent, okay? If people don't know him, they can't follow him. They can't flow him. They can't give him money. They can't do business with him, and we can't help him. Okay? This is why you see Grant on just about every social media platform there is. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it. He's on it. Why? Because the goal for him, us, is to reach the whole world. In the market, the way things are, 24-hour news cycle, stuff like that, it's critical to be omnipresent, okay? And thankfully, technology makes that very, very possible. 4, DD, double down. Okay, now this, it's a no-brainer, okay? For those of you listening at home, that was me face palming my forehead. It's a no-brainer. But so many people, are myself included, the office in Miami, like, we ignore it, and we tend to, like, raise your hand if you tend to overthink stuff and sometimes wind up making things harder than they should be. Okay, look, it's simple. Okay, if something works once, it'll work twice. If it works twice, it'll work 4 times, then 16, and so on. Remember, this is about multiplication, not addition. More on that in another episode. But myself included, even in our company, sometimes we try and reinvent the wheel. It's not necessary. It's a bit counterproductive. It stops working. Then you fix it. When it stops working, then you fix it. If it stops working, address it. If it ain't broke. Right? Don't fix it. Okay? 5. P&P. Promotion, not perfection. This can be a very challenging thing to wrap your head around. It is for me. But if you've ever heard the expression, the devil in the details, Grant will say, the devil is in the delay. He's also said if you want to meet the devil, have white space in the calendar. The point being, if you wait for perfection, you're going to be waiting a long time. And while you are, your competition, they're out there running circles around you. Okay? And if you know one thing about Uncle G at all, you know he's a guy who's not going to get hung up on spelling and grammar, punctuation, any of that. Okay? One of his first books was loaded with mistakes. Didn't stop him or the book from becoming a bestseller. So don't let the pursuit of perfection stop you from moving forward. That's the point, the moral of that story. Remember that while you're out there perfecting, your competition, your competitors, they're promoting and they're taking your customers. 6. ANS. ANS stands for automate and scale. Once your business is up and running, you need to shift immediately into expansion mode. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no staying the same in that. Either you're growing or you're dying. In the 10X rule, expand or contract. So, like, how do you transition from handling day-to-day operations? You're in the trenches. You're running a business. How do you get out of that and into expansion? How do you make sure that you're working on the business and not in the business? You need to put personnel, hire people, and procedures in place so you don't have to sweat the small stuff. And then you get to instead focus on the massive goals that you're literally out there trying to achieve. In today's technology-driven service economy, it is very easy for any business to automate and scale. 7. Last one. ABAC. Now, you may have heard ABC and already know what that stands for, but ABAC, what's that? Always be acquiring customers. So streamlining your business starts with the golden rule of ABAC. Always be acquiring customers. You got to keep your pipeline full at all times. That means constantly going after leads. And if at the very beginning of that, if they refuse you, they shoot you down, you got to go at it again and again. Like the acquisition process, it means cultivating prospects into closed deals. And finally, and probably the most important, is it means following up with sold customers and maintaining the relationship. You don't just sell a prospect once, you sell them over and over and over again. And you got to constantly be selling him on why he made a good decision the first time to do business with you, which means when it's time for him to go again, he's going to repeat that behavior. But if you're not in front of them always, they'll go somewhere else. So you want to keep your pipeline. You want to, first of all, you have to be able to say it. Okay. Secondly, you got to keep it full. So you got to keep your pipeline full and always be acquiring customers. You got to keep that in mind. You got to keep it front of mind. You got to keep it top of mind. Always have a deal working. So those are your 7. Okay. Speed to market, multiple offers, be omnipresent, double down, promotion, not perfection, automate and scale, and always be acquiring customers. And so moving forward, as you're setting out to streamline your business, you got to have this mantra. I'm going to give you this right now in your head at all times. Form an idea, create an offer, promote the offer, push the offer, sell it, close it, collect the money, and when it's time to deliver, you over-deliver. Okay? Over-promise and over-deliver. And if you have not read the 10X rule, every single one of these concepts I just gave you is broken down in painstaking detail inside the 10X rule. If you head on over to cardonesolutions.com, you can find a link where you can get yourself a copy of that book as well as the text of this entire article. Okay? But these 7 things, these are the things I want you thinking about as you start looking at your goals and your dreams and what you are going to accomplish and how you're gonna get it done in 2021. Boom. This has been another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I am your host of the Cardone Solutions Podcast, David Bradley. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know which one of these 7 had the biggest impact on you. Let me know which one you know you got to put into practice immediately. Send a tweet out at davidrbradley.com or leave a comment wherever it is that you're picking this podcast up. And I'm going to leave you with these words of Grant Cardone, which is this: be great. Nothing else pays. See you soon.